everyone, so today I'm going to be talking to you and sharing some impacts, facts and responses to Haiti's 2010 very disastrous earthquake. So first of all, the location of the country. So this is a map of the Caribbean area. Haiti is this little island here. It is shared on the island of Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic. It is an island in the Caribbean Sea. This is Haiti on a tectonic plates map. So as you can see, it is located on a conservative plate boundary. The North American plate is to the north and the Caribbean plate is to the south. So the earthquake in 2010 was caused by the Caribbean plate shifting eastwards. Earthquakes at conservative plate boundaries can be very destructive because they are so close to the Earth's surface. So this is a country profile of Haiti. So it's an island in the Caribbean Sea. It's the third largest country in the Caribbean. Its population is 11.4 million people, which means it is the most populous Caribbean country too. So it has historically faced severe economic and political turmoil, making it so unstable that it has been named a failed state, which is a state that struggles to fulfill basic security and development functions for its people. Haiti is also very poor, and it ranks 145th of 182 countries in the United Nations Human Development Index, which you may know as HDI. Its GDP is only $19.85 billion as of 2024, and it is a low-income country and the poorest in the Northern Hemisphere. Its high population means that more deaths and injuries are likely, and unfortunately the earthquake did strike Port-au-Prince, which is the most densely populated area of the country. So it has a lack of development as well, which means it does not have the infrastructure, services or a population that can withstand an earthquake, which means more damage to buildings or people. And Haitians are very poor, meaning they may not be able to repay any economic damage or new housing that results after the earthquake, and you'll see a bit more about that later. So this is when the quake hits on January the 12th, 2010. It struck at 4:53 local time. The epicenter was 25 kilometers away from the capital, Port-au-Prince. The actual earthquake only lasted 30 seconds, but 52 aftershocks lasted for 12 days, and they were all of a magnitude of 4.5 and above, which is a substantial earthquake in itself. So shaking from the earthquake was so strong that it was felt in neighbouring countries Cuba, Jamaica, Venezuela, and the Dominican Republic, which we all saw on the map earlier. The magnitude, which is actually how much energy is released by the quake, was major at a magnitude 7. So here are the social impacts of the earthquake. 3 million people in total were affected in some way, which accounts for a third of the entire population of Haiti. The number of people affected increased demand for resources and emergency supplies, which caused looting and accessibility issues afterwards. So we've had this amount of people affected through either dying or being injured, which actually makes it the 5th most destructive natural disaster in history based on death toll. So 1 million people were homeless immediately after the earthquake, and it did take various months for them to find shelter. And this is one of the reasons why a cholera outbreak occurred in the October of the same year. And 2 hospitals in Port-au-Prince collapsed and services were affected, which created a lot of long-term damage to the country. So in the town closest to where it struck, which is Léogin, 90% of the buildings were destroyed according to the local council. And the prison collapsed, which allowed 4,000 inmates to run wild. And this is part of the reason why aid was so inaccessible for the people that needed it, because there was a lot of looting, robbery, because everyone needed help. And in October of the same year, Haiti had its first ever registered cholera outbreak, which killed 10,000 people. Okay, economic impacts include the main port of Port-au-Prince was destroyed, which affected trade and made it extremely hard for the country to continue transporting goods. And this also affected aid. Total damages reached $7.8 billion, which is over 120% of Haiti's GDP. So it had to rely on other countries to help it recover because the cost was so high. So 1 in 5 jobs in the country was lost due to the earthquake, so everyone's livelihoods was affected. 30,000 commercial buildings were destroyed. Over 97,000 houses were destroyed as well, because a lot of them were made of very simple and natural materials which cannot withstand powerful quakes like this one. Okay, so the environmental impacts of Haiti included landslides, which blocked off roads and access to rural areas. This hampered emergency service efforts and caused the delay of aid getting to the people that really needed it. The fire started due to gas pipe explosions, which created an environmental hazard and damaged woodland. There was an increase in deforestation as land was cleared to build temporary evacuation camps, which also affected the soil fertility. And 6 months after the quake, only 2% of the rubble had been cleared, and broken electricity cables started fires and further destroyed woodland. So the immediate response to the quake included neighbouring Dominican Republic was the first country to offer assistance, so they sent heavy lifting machinery, food and water, and their emergency team, which helped 2,000 injured people. Iceland sent search and rescue personnel who arrived within 24 hours. The Korean International Disaster Relief Team was deployed to epicenters with 40 rescuers, medical doctors, nurses to assist the Haitian government. The American Red Cross made the announcement on the 13th of January that supplies had run out and appealed for public donations. So they set up a system that allowed users to donate $10 by text message, and within 24 hours they had raised an amazing $7 million. The treatment of injured people was severely hindered by the destruction of Port-au-Prince's hospitals. Until 13th of January, the only hospital facility available was a temporary Argentinian military field hospital. The remaining medical facilities were so overwhelmed that they'd run out of morphine, which is a painkiller, and amputations had to be carried out for usually preventable injuries. So the long-term response included the European Union promised €330 million for emergency and long-term aid, and Brazil announced $375 million for long-term recovery aid. The US government donated $100 million, and to address the issues of water and sanitation, lots of companies and charities initiated collective action in Port-au-Prince. However, because of the absence of proper coordination between them and limited inclusion of local people and poor infrastructure, they were not as successful as they could have been. The World Bank waived the country's debt repayments for 5 years to allow it a chance to rebuild its economy. And the Senegalese government offered land to anyone in Haiti who wanted it to rebuild their lives. So Haiti today. Haiti continues to suffer a fragile political system and environment. Gang violence has become a significant problem in the country, with 85% of capital being controlled by gangs. More than half of Haitians suffer from food insecurity, and 42% of the country needs humanitarian assistance of some sort, according to the United Nations. The country is still very much a fragile state, but by learning about its earthquake, we can raise awareness of the conditions Haitians live in. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck for any exams you have coming up. You'll absolutely smash them.